You can make a man laugh. You can look amazing. You can give him affection, loyalty, even parts of yourself that no one else has ever seen. But if you don't do these 3 simple things, he will never fall in love with you. Not truly. He might enjoy your company. He might even say he loves you. But deep down, he won't feel that deep emotional connection that makes a man see you as the one. Every woman has wondered this at least once. Why do some women make men fall deeply in love, while others, no matter how good they are, never manage to reach his heart? And it's not about looks. It's not about being perfect or acting like someone you're not. The truth is much simpler and much more powerful. You see, men don't fall in love because you're always available. They don't fall in love because you do everything right. They fall in love when they feel something rare, something that wakes up parts of them they didn't even know existed. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you understand in this video. Because the moment you do these 3 simple things, everything changes. The dynamic shifts. The energy changes. He starts to think about you constantly. He starts to miss you even when you're still around. He starts to feel something he can't control, something that no logic can explain. It's not manipulation. It's emotional truth. It's the psychology of how the male mind connects love with meaning, challenge, and admiration. And once you understand this, you stop chasing, you stop begging for attention, you stop wondering what you did wrong. Because the truth is, men only fall in love when they feel these 3 things through you. Not when you tell them, not when you try to prove it, but when your presence, your behavior, and your energy naturally create that emotional experience inside them. This video isn't about pretending to be someone else. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding how attraction becomes attachment, and how attachment becomes real love. When a man feels these 3 things, his world changes. You become the woman he compares everyone else to, the woman he respects, the woman he wants to protect, to keep close, to fight for. And that's the level of connection most women never reach. Not because they can't, but because no one ever taught them how. So, if you've ever felt tired of giving everything and getting almost nothing back, if you've ever felt invisible next to women who seem to have some secret power over men, or if you've ever asked yourself, why do I keep meeting men who don't value me? This video will give you the clarity you've been missing. Because love isn't about luck, it's about awareness. And when you learn how the male mind actually works, you stop feeling powerless. You stop wondering if you're enough. You realize that real connection has nothing to do with trying harder, and everything to do with being different in a way that activates his deepest instincts. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes a man fall in love, not just for a few weeks, but in a way that lasts. Because the truth is, a man may be attracted to many women in his life, but he only falls in love with one who makes him feel these 3 rare emotions. And when you understand them, you'll never have to chase anyone again. There was a woman named Julia. She was smart, independent, kind. The kind of woman who gives everything when she loves. She met Daniel, a man who seemed perfect at first. Attentive, funny, someone who made her feel safe. In the beginning, he was completely into her. He called her every day, wanted to see her all the time, said things like, "You're different from anyone I've ever met." Julia thought she had finally found something real. She gave him her time, her affection, her loyalty. She listened when he talked about his problems. She supported his dreams. She even adjusted her own schedule to make things easier for him. She was doing everything she believed would make him fall in love. And for a while, it seemed to work. But slowly, things changed. Daniel started to pull away. The calls became shorter, the texts less frequent. He stopped making plans first. And Julia, confused and anxious, began to ask herself what she did wrong. She tried harder, being more available, more understanding, more caring. But the more she gave, the less he seemed to care. It felt like she was losing him, little by little. Then one night, she decided to ask directly, "Daniel, are you still happy with me?" He sighed. "I care about you a lot, Julia," he said, "but something feels different. I don't know, maybe it's me." Those words broke her heart, because deep down, she knew what different meant. It meant he was slipping away emotionally. It meant the connection she thought was love was never deep enough for him. Julia cried for days. She replayed every conversation, every moment, trying to understand what went wrong. She thought maybe she wasn't enough, maybe she should have done more. But what she didn't know, what no one ever told her, was that she had actually done too much. You see, men don't fall in love with what's easy. They fall in love with what they respect. And respect doesn't come from perfection. It comes from mystery, presence, and emotion. After weeks of silence, Julia stopped reaching out. She focused on herself, started going to the gym again, reconnected with friends, and slowly began to rebuild her confidence. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't waiting for his message. And that's when it happened. Daniel texted her, "Hey, how have you been?" Just 3 simple words. But for her, it felt like a storm coming back. He started to call again. He asked to see her. He told her he missed her. The same man who had drifted away was suddenly chasing her again. Why? Because something had changed. Not in him, but in her. Julia had stopped giving everything away. She had become unpredictable again. She had energy. She had presence. And that triggered something powerful inside Daniel's mind. Something that made him feel alive again. That's the hidden truth most women never see. Men fall in love when they feel something rare in your presence. Not when they have all of you, but when they have to earn parts of you. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Julia wasn't playing games. She wasn't pretending to be cold. She was simply living her life with value again. And that created the exact emotional environment that makes a man fall in love. Because for a man, love doesn't start with words. It starts with impact. It starts when he realizes your absence feels louder than anyone else's presence. When he starts to crave your energy, not because you give it freely, but because it has meaning when you do. That's why men can date women who seem perfect and still not fall in love. Because love for a man is not about comfort. It's about connection through emotion. And that connection only happens when a woman knows how to activate it, often without even trying. What Julia discovered, accidentally, is what psychologists have studied for years. Men fall in love through emotional triggers, not logic. When a woman naturally makes a man feel admiration, excitement, and peace, his brain begins to associate her with something much deeper than attraction. It becomes attachment. So when you look at the story of Julia and Daniel, it's not just another sad breakup followed by regret. It's a mirror of what happens in thousands of relationships every day. Because no matter how confident or experienced a woman is, if she doesn't understand the emotional psychology behind male love, she can give her best and still lose him. But once she learns how these emotional triggers work, everything changes. She doesn't need to chase. She doesn't need to prove anything. Because she becomes the kind of woman who naturally awakens deep love in a man's heart. The kind of love that stays. The truth is simple, but powerful. A man doesn't fall in love because you're always there. He falls in love because when he's with you, he feels something he doesn't feel anywhere else. There are 3 emotional experiences that awaken this deep love inside him, and every one of them has nothing to do with looks, luck, or playing games. They have everything to do with what your presence makes him feel. The first experience is emotional safety. And no, that doesn't mean being nice or always agreeing with him. It means being a woman who allows him to open up without fear of judgment, but who also doesn't lose herself in the process. A man can only fall in love when he feels that his soul can rest next to you, even in silence. That's what emotional safety truly is, when he feels seen, but also challenged to be better. Imagine this. He tells you something vulnerable, something he never shares with anyone. Instead of criticizing or overreacting, you listen calmly. You give him space. You make him feel that his emotions are valid, but you don't let him cross your boundaries either. That balance is rare. It tells his subconscious mind, this woman understands me, and she respects herself. And that's when he begins to attach emotionally. Because love for a man is not about perfection, it's about peace. The kind of peace that still keeps him curious. But peace alone isn't enough. The second experience a man needs is emotional challenge. A man falls in love when he feels admiration, when he sees a woman who doesn't need him to feel complete, but chooses him because she wants him. There's a big difference. Men are naturally wired to value what they invest effort in. So, when a woman gives everything too fast, too easily, his brain doesn't register value, it registers comfort. And comfort is the opposite of excitement. When a man feels that he can lose you if he doesn't show up, if he doesn't grow, if he doesn't give his best, that's when he starts to value you. Because love, for him, becomes a reflection of his own growth. He doesn't just admire your beauty, he admires your strength, your mystery, your standards. He looks at you and thinks, if I want to keep her, I have to rise to her level. And that is what transforms attraction into devotion. But here's the delicate part. Being a challenge doesn't mean being distant or playing hard to get. It means living with purpose, having your own goals, and not making him the center of your universe. It means that when he texts you, your world doesn't stop spinning, because your life already has movement, passion, and meaning. That's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes him chase. And then comes the third experience, the one that completes the circle of love in a man's mind: emotional inspiration. This is when he feels that you make him want to be a better man, not because you demand it, but because your presence naturally inspires it. When you celebrate his wins, when you believe in his potential, even when he doubts himself, you awaken something ancient inside him, a desire to earn you, to deserve you. You become his motivation, his mirror, his calm, and his fire. This doesn't mean you fix him or save him. It means you inspire him, through your attitude, through how you carry yourself, through how you stay grounded even when life gets messy. You become the kind of woman he's proud to have beside him, not because you're perfect, but because you're real, and your energy pushes him forward. When these three emotional experiences combine, safety, challenge, and inspiration, something irreversible happens inside a man's mind. He starts to bond emotionally in a way he can't explain. He feels drawn to you even when he tries to resist it. He compares every other woman to you, and no one feels the same, because the connection isn't just physical anymore. It's psychological, it's emotional, it's spiritual. That's why you can see men chase women who aren't the most beautiful or the most charming, because they feel something rare around them, something that activates the deepest layers of their masculine identity. Men may date many women, but they fall in love only with the one who makes them feel safe to be real, challenged to grow, and inspired to become more. You can see this pattern everywhere, in relationships that last for decades, in couples who overcome challenges together, in men who never stop loving one woman even after years apart. It's not luck, it's not magic, it's the emotional chemistry created by those three simple elements. So if you ever wondered why a man seemed deeply connected to you at first and then suddenly drifted away, it's because one of these three emotional experiences was missing. Maybe you gave too much peace without challenge. Maybe you gave too much challenge without safety. Or maybe you stopped inspiring him because you forgot how powerful your own light was. But when you learn to balance all three, when you protect your energy, live with confidence, and share your warmth without losing your self-respect, love stops being something you chase. It becomes something you attract. And the man who's truly ready for you won't just like you. He'll fall for you in a way he can't undo. Most women never realize how close they are to making a man fall deeply in love, and how easily they destroy that chance without even noticing. It's not because they're not beautiful enough or kind enough or loving enough. It's because they give everything before the man has emotionally invested anything. When you give too much too soon, he doesn't have to wonder. He doesn't have to chase. He doesn't have to feel. And when a man doesn't have to feel, he doesn't fall. The male brain connects effort to emotion. That's why when he works for something, when he earns your attention, when he faces a little uncertainty about losing you, his emotions get stronger, not weaker. But when everything is given freely, your time, your energy, your body, your loyalty, his mind feels safe but not inspired. And a man who feels safe but not inspired will slowly detach. It doesn't happen overnight. He'll still text you. He'll still say he cares, but you'll start to feel the difference. The silence between messages gets longer. The warmth in his tone starts to fade. The plans become vague. That's how love fades for a man. Not with one big betrayal, but with 1,000 small moments where he no longer feels those three emotions you once gave him. He'll tell himself he's confused, that maybe it's work, maybe it's stress. But deep down, what's really gone is that spark of admiration, challenge, and inspiration that once made him feel alive next to you. And if you keep chasing him at that point, if you keep giving more, explaining more, trying harder, you'll only push him further away, because he doesn't need more love. He needs to feel something again. That's why urgency matters. Every day that you stay in a relationship where you're over-giving, over-explaining, and over-investing, you teach him that your love doesn't require effort. You train his mind to expect without earning. And once that pattern forms, breaking it becomes nearly impossible. But here's the good news. You can reset it. You can shift the entire dynamic just by pulling your energy back and remembering your worth. Because the moment a man realizes he's no longer the center of your world, he begins to question himself. He starts to miss your presence. He begins to crave that feeling of admiration and challenge again. He starts to remember the version of you that inspired him, and that's when the real shift happens. Not when you demand love, but when your silence and detachment make him feel the absence of the emotions he once took for granted. That's what wakes a man up. So if you're in a situation right now where you're always giving, always waiting, always wondering what he feels, understand this: he won't fall in love because of what you give. He'll fall in love because of what he feels when you stop giving too much. The urgency is not about him, it's about you. Because the longer you teach a man that he can have your love without effort, the harder it becomes for him to respect it later. And respect is the foundation of love. Without it, everything else collapses. This is your moment to reclaim your power, to stop giving from fear and start giving from confidence, to remind yourself that your energy, your attention, your affection, they are valuable. When you start treating them that way, he will too. When you change your pattern, his behavior will change naturally, because men always respond to energy, not words. You don't need to explain, convince, or beg. You just need to shift your focus back to you, and watch how the dynamic starts to change on its own. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. But the moment you understand how his emotional world really works, that's when you'll stop chasing temporary affection and start attracting permanent love. Now you understand what truly makes a man fall in love. Not surface attraction, not endless effort, not trying to prove your worth, but emotional connection built on three simple but powerful things: safety, challenge, and inspiration. Every woman has this power, but most give it away without realizing it. They try to be perfect, to please, to never upset him, and by doing that, they lose the very energy that made him feel drawn to them in the first place. Because men don't fall in love with perfection, they fall in love with authenticity. When a man feels safe around you, he opens up. When he feels challenged by you, he grows. When he feels inspired by you, he commits. That's the holy trinity of real love in the male mind. The combination that makes him think, I can't lose this woman. So stop trying to be everything for everyone. Stop explaining your value. Stop overgiving to people who only give you confusion in return. The man who's meant to love you will fall for you naturally. Not because you chase him, but because your energy, your confidence, and your boundaries speak louder than words. When you understand these three emotional experiences, you stop living in fear of being replaced. You stop thinking, what if he leaves? Because deep down, you know, you're not the one who should be afraid of losing him. He should be afraid of losing you. That's the moment everything changes. That's the moment you stop feeling powerless and start feeling magnetic. Because real attraction isn't built through effort. It's built through emotional alignment. And when you master that, the man who once seemed distant will look at you differently. He'll listen more closely. He'll want to understand you. He'll start to protect the connection because, for the first time, he'll realize how rare it is to feel something so real. Remember this: you don't have to fight for someone to see your worth. You just have to stop giving it away to those who never earned it. Because once you understand what truly makes a man fall in love, he won't just want you. He'll choose you every single day.